All right. So I am live now, and right now, me with the camera, my eyes might be somewhere else, and so forth. I'm trying to see if I can center this a little bit more, but then I don't want to do too much because it could take me away from you guys. All right, and so definitely not having technical issues today. Everything's pretty good. I restarted my laptop, so it's functioning at the best that it can. All right, so this is a wonderful topic and stuff like that. It's discussing the twin flame journey. And I honestly feel like this is a much needed conversation. All right, because it is, hold on, I think I will figure this out so I can move this more to the center and hopefully still see your comments. Okay. All right, so it's a much needed conversation because, like, this journey, as you know, anytime the journey is viewed as something for a relationship, some of you might have heard me say it, like, you got to take the relationship piece out of this, okay? Like, I really want this to be a relationship. I need to have this person. Since I can't have them, I guess I'm going to have a relationship with someone else. I'm going to get into some sort of whatever it is with someone else just because I can't have my twin flame and things like that. All of these thoughts don't help. The Your twin flame connection, the journey, the situation, all this kind of stuff. I'll get to your question in a moment, and it really doesn't help if you feel drawn. I always say, if you feel drawn to dating someone else while you're on the journey because you're feeling drawn to that person, it's nothing that is coming from ego space. It really is something on a soul level, and I get it. It's not all of you. Some of you are like, I'm hardcore about this. I'm all about my twin, and I truly get that. I really do. um and if there is that feeling drawn to it, that's one thing, okay, because it's on a soul level, because you can feel that, like, within you. But when it's out of, like, anger and frustration and just feeling like, you're feeling alone and you just want to have someone there and that kind of stuff, I don't encourage it. Okay. Because that feeling alone is a sense of, it comes from trauma. And when you invite someone into your space while you're feeling alone, that feeling doesn't really go away because it's not them. It's not something outside of you. It's something that's going on inside of you, and you're pretty much just masking that for now until maybe later on you will realize that you need that connection with yourself. This is what the journey is. The journey is about connection with yourself, connecting with your authenticity, who you truly are. Then it is about a relationship. Now, when we make it about relationships, okay, I'm going to share a little bit of my story here, because when you're looking for the relationship in this connection with the person that you feel is the one for you, you feel it, that's not made up. You felt it, and they felt it too. And you're viewing the relationship, that is physical. That's the 3D world. That is anything and everything that comes with the 3D reality here. Okay, that 3D, it's fear-based. It's you're looking at them and you're just like, why is it not happening this way? I want it like this. It's gotta fit. I gotta check off all these boxes. Okay, they need to call me this regularly. They need to show up this much. We need to be going out. We need to be doing all this kind of stuff. All right, that's what happens when you look in the physical. But this is if you call yourself like the chaser or something like that, which, me, I don't like runner and chaser, but I'll use it just to give you an understanding. Okay. And so if you're the runner, I played both sides, not played, but I lived it. I lived both sides. Now, when you're the runner and you're viewing the relationship, you're like, oh, they're not going to like me. They're not going to accept me. They're going to judge me like everybody else. They're going to run away. I don't know if I'm good at this. I don't know if I'm a relationship material. All of this stuff happens because of looking in the physical. It's one soul, two people, two different versions of the physical world. Okay? That's what happens when you see relationship on both sides. This connection is of higher, what's the word I'm looking for? Is on a much higher level. There is a greater purpose to this connection, okay? That goes beyond what any of us can really see. But one thing I know for sure, well, a few things I know for sure, it's a journey about you, a journey about you coming back to you because you ran away from yourself for so long, because that's what trauma did. And it's not just you who ran away, it's like you've been running away for many lifetimes or whatever the case. And so now you're among the chosen ones to help heal this planet from the nonsense that we've been experiencing for lifetimes, generations, or whatever the case is. There is a much bigger picture here, and it has a whole lot to do with you and your growth and being connected with you and your feelings, your intuition, like all of that. And when you view it from this perspective instead, it's life-changing, okay? You cannot imagine the transformation that you experience from this level, not the physical. The physical is not going to get you there. You got to take a step back and be like, okay, how can I be more about me? How can I learn the things about the things that are being shown? How can I stop running from myself? Because whether you call yourself runner or chaser, you're running. You're running. You know, we're gonna dive into that. You know, this will be this is probably another video in itself too. That whole runner chaser dynamic. I said I'm gonna have something to write down my topic ideas because they keep coming to me while I'm talking to you guys. So hold on, let me write it. Luckily, I have pen and paper today. We'll talk about that runner chaser dynamic. I think that makes a fabulous topic right there. All right, so I'll take a pause now to read the comments. So if we had no bubble phase, and if the other body had a newborn with one of my friends and we did not even have the chance to express our feelings for each other, do I ever stand a chance? Okay, so this is a good example of a little bit of what I described. Maybe it relates, maybe it doesn't. You let me know. This connection exists on a higher perspective, on a higher plane, a higher is it's a I'm trying to find my words here. All right. The only thing that you have to worry about, the only part of this journey that is of you is your healing, your growth, becoming one with your intuition, building that life you want to have. And everything else is in the hands of the universe. Okay. So this is what I want you to get into thinking. I am not in control. You're not. You know, your twin flame is not in control of how situations are going to play out. Let go of the thinking of how this is ego. The ego wants to know. The ego is like, give me the plans, okay? I need an A, B, C, D outline like this. Draw graphs while you're at it and all this kind of stuff. That's what the ego asks from the universe and says, show me. I need to see proof and evidence, and I need you to do this like since yesterday. Let it go, okay? That ego is not going to win. It just doesn't on this journey. It has never won anywhere, okay? Maybe in protecting you a little bit. You know, you got to have a little ego there for something. But once that ego gets into this fear-based, hardcore driven fear, like, I don't know kind of thing, and wanting to destroy everything, you're not winning with that. The universe takes care of everything, okay? You came here on earth not by yourself. Obviously, with this other person who shares the same soul as you, if you are incarnated here at the same time, okay? And you're thinking, okay, my family, I'm here with my family too. We're talking about spiritual. Going back to this, you did not come here alone. You are a soul experiencing human stuff. You're having human experiences. Your soul knows what's happening here. The universe knows what's happening here. Now, why the ego is created and all of this kind of stuff, you know, it's one of those things I haven't even asked yet. And perhaps I'm going to see a YouTube video about it tomorrow because that's how it goes in my world. When I ask a question, the answer pops up somewhere on my Facebook timeline or wherever. I'm going to see the answer. And I'll get back to you guys. If I see the answer, I'll post it in the comment below. Why the ego mind exists, if the soul knows, and everything is like predestined and planned in some kind of way, because it is, you know. You want to consider free will. We're like, yeah, I have free will. I'll let you believe that for now. And then later, when the universe decides that it's going to shift and move everything in your life, come back and tell me about free will. I'd love to hear your story, okay? Because through my experience and how I know this journey works, there really isn't free will. It might feel that way for a while, until the universe steps in, or let's say you're healing or your twin's healing, whoever is doing the healing out here, and then the other person's life just shifts and changes because of all this healing. It's a different story. It is a different world. The free will is it's like we are trained in a way to believe that it exists, but the path is already there. And before, some of you wind up saying, okay, now I feel like I'm in jail, because I felt that. I was like, oh my goodness, this is all chosen for me. And granted, I have so much love and things like that for all aspects of the journey. But there was a part where I was like, it's not my choosing. I didn't choose this. Like, something about this doesn't feel right or feels weird to me because I didn't make the choice. But that's the thing. It's and this is what you'll come to see, your twin flame will come to see, is that the choice, when you make the choice to choose your path and follow that, and that's all you know, you're going with your intuition, you're aligning with what it's telling you, a beautiful life unfolds for you. And that is what I didn't understand for so many years when I was fighting the universe. I was stubborn, guys. I was really stubborn. All right, so let me come back here. It's brutal. I totally get it. The experience is showing you something within yourself that needs some sort of healing. And it's not just this experience. This is life. This is a part of life. The people you meet, the experiences you have, and all this kind of stuff is showing you something within yourself. And when you look at it and you heal it for yourself, not your twin flame or all these other people involved in that kind of stuff, you're healing for yourself, it won't feel that way. It won't feel brutal. If you're experiencing pain on your journey, is because there is some amount of healing that needs to be done so that you're taken into a more blissful life, regardless of the situation. I'm telling you, I've seen the universe create miracles that you don't have to come up with. Just worry about healing that pain that you're feeling inside of yourself, and things change. All right. I love your videos. Thank you, Amber. I have been binge watching them. I really relate to what you say. Thank you so much. And love the emojis. And numbers, telepathy, feathers, kundalini, dream, synchronicities. I had everything. And right now I'm meditating and going out of my mind, but still brutal. Yep. Yep. It's this journey can certainly make you feel like you're losing your mind. But when you align, a whole lot more, and I see that you're making effort, which is great, and I applaud you for that. It won't feel like you're losing your mind. You'll just be floating with the craziness. Just like flowing with it, I should say, flowing to the point that it's just you. It's the essence of you, and so forth. All right. 2 Corinthians 4:18, for we are not looking on what is seen, but what is unseen. For what is seen passed away, but what is not seen is everlasting. You got it. What we cannot see is everlasting. Yes, I had a life outline tangent. I need a life outline tangent. Okay. Dang it. All right. I need a life outline. Dang it. Okay. I got it. That's what my mind is questioning. Maybe I did something with my free will and screwed things up. You can't screw things up. You can't. You could. Oh, there was a little pause there. You can get back into alignment. And bless you. And good evening. All right. So let me back up a little bit to where you said you messed things up. Everything on this journey is pre-planned, predestined, divine will, divine timing, like everything. Okay. Even if you decide that you're going to go down this path of intense healing and you're going to speed things up, all of that, this is, to me, this is my understanding, yours can be different, is all part of it. You're like, I'm speeding my reunion. It was intended to look exactly like what you're doing in that exact moment and things like that. This is my belief. Okay. So you cannot go wrong because it's like the universe has already foreseen what you are going to do. They already know. You know, there are many times I would tell the universe, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for my reunion. And they're like, no, you're not. I'm like, what are you talking about? I've been doing all this kind of work. And they're like, mm-mm. And then I will see and see again and see again. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. Okay. They know you already. They know you. It's like they know that was going to happen. And some of it is facilitated by the universe. You're over here like, I messed up. And the universe is like, let's see where you're at. Okay. I'm not kidding. Let's see where you're really at and things like that. And it's like they foresee what will happen. All right. So you can't mess things up. Here's how you can turn things back around for you. And I really encourage that you do this. Okay. You express to the universe that you're ready for, or God, whichever one you resonate with the most, or at the time, or whatever the case is, you're ready to experience what you need to come into alignment, what you need to experience your reunion, receive your blessings, however you word it. What do you need to do now? Okay. So get into the what do I need to do now? Show me. And write things down if you have to, and get on that path. All right. The universe is guiding you. And, you know, I strongly encourage healing because when you heal, you're removing the layers of stuff that's in the way between you and your intuition. Because sometimes you can be like, I don't know what my intuition is. I don't know what it's telling me or how it's guiding me. Like, I simply don't know. And that requires healing. There's a reason, like, if you can't trust your intuition, there's a reason for it. And it doesn't, you can't heal it just by saying, I trust it now. Okay. Because growing up, while you're experiencing different things, your, I would say your brain, this is inner child, your brain, your subconscious thought collects all this data and all the misinformation and everything. And it becomes hardwired to those beliefs. And so when you tell yourself, I'm trying to hear myself, I'm trying to listen, I'm trying to go with my intuition, I just keep messing up. Like, I don't understand why. This is not what I believe, and so forth. It is because of that reason, because your subconscious mind is believing something different than you are and is running your show. Okay, so plenty of times in the past, you might have been like, I don't want to do this. I don't accept this behavior. This is not who I am. And it keeps showing up. The pattern keeps repeating, repeating, repeating. That needs healing. And when you can heal that and get your subconscious mind on board with your intuition, the two are working together, you have faster results. And now you might be like, okay, Sheen, this is like neuropsychology. Like, where are you going with this? I truly believe in that. Okay. I truly believe in healing the things that are happening to you subconsciously, so you are aware of yourself and the patterns that have been getting in the way of you living your best life. Those do not go away just simply by telling yourself that. Okay. Sure, you can experience healing on your own and you can receive guidance and things like that. But when you have the right tools in place, it's so much faster. I'm telling you guys, I'm like, you have to hop on board. My clients are like, even after one session, one or two, oh my goodness, Asheen, the obsessive thinking is gone. And I would say everyone develops differently. So I can't say it's everyone. But for the most part, and it's worth the effort, you're like, wow, I feel different. My connection with other people has changed. My view of this journey is different and things like that. This can happen instantly for you and it doesn't need to take time. Okay. And I know I've been there where I was like, I was teaching this stuff. I started off as a coach before the universe was like, you and your twin, you guys are back together and stuff like that. And it was frustrating and confusing for me. It was a very difficult experience. Here I am thinking, I teach this, all right. And then experiencing it. So then someone had mentioned to me, a doctor can't operate on themselves. And that's when I hired help for myself so I can see it. Because a lot of times it's like, I know you want to do the healing on your own. I truly understand that, guys. Some of you are like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Okay. I trust God. I trust the universe. And that's fine. I know. But with the right help, you're able to see what you can't see within yourself. Okay. And that's where I strongly encourage that. There's no messing anything up. You can get back on track instantly because this journey is already as it is. Can't mess it up. The only thing, it can feel like it's slow. You might have slowed it down. Again, divine plan. It's all together. Okay. There are times you might feel that way, that you slowed it down, but you can't mess it up. All right. All right. So thank you. You said bless you and good morning, good evening. It's like even this right now moment is also planned. You got it. I worked on other things, but my finances have been super tight. I truly get it. And this is one of the reasons why I put together the master classes like I do. I usually have one per month. In the future, we'll see how it goes and that kind of stuff. Sometimes they're free, sometimes they're $27. It's intuitive base. My prices are all from my intuition. Everything I do is from intuition and so forth. This is a masterclass, what I'm having on Saturday, overcoming your fear. Fear affects your connection in so many ways because your twin flame is you. So if you're feeling afraid, they show you that. And all right, so this is a masterclass. I'm making it something that no one has experienced, even my clients and so forth, to really dive into this whole thing around fear and give you an understanding of it so that you can begin to break it down in different areas of your life, not just with relationships, but other areas as well. Okay, so I do offer these master classes for anyone who's like, my budget is tight. Don't miss them. This Saturday, I'm having the Overcoming Fear While Being on the Twin Flame Journey. So I worked on everything to bring my twin flame back in separation, but my finances have been out of line. Okay, all right. And that is also coming from fear too. The finances being out of line. This is okay. Well, not your words exactly. I don't mean to repeat your words, but any limitation around money comes from trauma, is a learned pattern. It may have been like a past life kind of thing. And once you heal, because there may also be fear in there too. Fear is everywhere. Okay, the fear of not having enough, the fear that money's not going to show up, that there isn't enough available, that whatever story that's going on in your subconscious mind that you may not realize is happening is creating this. And I had learned that firsthand from the universe. I learned a lot firsthand from the universe about the trauma around money. And the universe came to me, put me through all sorts of painful experiences to help me release the blocks around money. Because blocks don't leave your body without some sort of pain, a lot of them. Okay, the major one is going to feel super painful, and you're going to be like, I can't go through that pain. I can't pay for this, and that. I'm not going to have anything. Like, the thought of it, I'm telling you, I used to shake if I had to buy something. Like let's say I'm at a store, my son's like, I want to have this expensive thing. And I'm like, if I talk myself into it, I was sweating. If you've seen those commercials or these, I think they're reels. There's reels out there. If you see them where the person's in the grocery store and the cashier, I think it's like TikTok. I think several people did different versions. The cashier is scanning each food item and the person's just sweating like, what? I only bought like 10 things. Why am I looking at $200 or something like that? That was me. That was my life. Okay. And it's because of that pain around money. When you begin to release the pain, allow yourself to release it and allow yourself to begin to elevate and live as if you already have it, your money situation changes. Okay. It's a trauma. It's a learned pattern. It's something that you actively have to work on healing that so that money flows into your life. Okay. Because it's trying to flow. But the moment we're just like, I can't do it, it stops the flow. It's like a wall right here. And the money's like, well, I can't get to you then. And the universe is like, I can't offer you guidance because you have this wall right here. And you got to bring that wall down and follow your intuition. And there you go. You're flowing, rolling in dough. So what does it mean when our view of our 3D twin changes? Like we see their imperfections all of a sudden. What does it mean when our view of our 3D twin changes? I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that question. We see their imperfections all of a sudden. To me, it sounds like you're taking them off a pedestal. Like at some point in the beginning of your connection, maybe you can let me know if that's what you mean. They're gorgeous, right? They're handsome, gorgeous, everything's working great. You gotta have that, and can't get enough of this, and they can do no wrong. You know, almost maybe they do something wrong and you overlook it, and you're like, I just want to be with them. And then when you start to bring them off the pedestal because they don't even want to be there. Who wants to be viewed as, I'm hearing demigod, as if they're like they don't want to be there. And you bring them down, you start to see the human in them, the person in them, okay? And the imperfections start to show themselves. And this is, you see it in them, they see it in you. You start to see each of you see each other as humans. Okay? That is, I'm feeling like that is your energy becoming more in balance rather than being at a super high. And you're coming more into, I would say, the reality of things, but I still believe that there is a soul level love in this connection. When you're loving from a soul level, you don't view them as imperfection. You view it as that's them being them. They are perfectly being themselves and that kind of stuff, because we all have like what you would call imperfections, but does that make us imperfect? No, it makes us normal. It makes us who we are, and we're learning and we're growing. This is what happens when you see this person from a higher perspective, from a soul level, rather than just looking at all their flaws and pointing it out like this, and that is wrong with you. Okay, because imagine if someone does that to you, if your twin does that to you and starts pointing the fingers at you and saying, well, you need to change this and this, I can't be with you, you need to change everything about you and stuff like that. It's not unconditional love. You know, this connection can't be without unconditional love. And I don't mean that you're abusing each other in some kind of way. I don't mean that. But you're accepting your person for who they are, even with their flaws, if you want to call it that. To me, it's just being who they are. Yeah, it could maybe need some improvement, and you as well. But that's where you are each making that judgment for yourselves. And you can certainly have a conversation and be like, you know, when you did this, it made me feel a certain way. And the two of you reach some sort of agreement about it, or agree to disagree, and so forth. And that's really simply it. You're allowing yourself to be connected with this person, to experience connection, rather than looking at everything they're doing wrong and pointing it out, or just reliving it in your head or something like that, which creates distance. Okay. And but that's what I got from that question. And how do I restore effective communication with my twin flame? Oh boy, that's a whole nother video. Hold on, write it down. You know, I would go into it if I have some time later. I guess I'll do it now. But this is a Q&A, right? You know, effective communication starts with you hearing yourself first. Okay. A lot of times, this is what happens because our world mirrors what goes on inside of us. Our twin flame mirrors what goes on inside of us. Try and move this aside a little bit. Okay. All right. So you want great communication, but yet you don't hear yourself when you're in pain. You brush it off. There's a little voice inside of you that says, I don't feel good, or wait a second, something someone said isn't right. Somewhere I wasn't treated correctly. Like, what? This person is not, whatever it is, okay? There's a voice inside of you talking to you. And perhaps there are times you said one thing, but inside you feel something different. Like, for example, you're people pleasing and so forth. So you have a breakdown communication within yourself, to the point that you don't hear yourself. Maybe you don't even know who you are, and things like that. If this is you, if it's not, it's fine. This is how you have effective communication. It starts with inside of yourself, and hearing yourself and following through with what your gut feeling is telling you. Okay. I do this through inner child. You're hearing what your inner child is saying. And the reason I do that is because you can discover what your feelings really are when you communicate with the person inside of you. It feels weird. If you're not used to doing that, you might be like, really, I got to do that? Like, this isn't taught in school or anything, but this is how the inner child works. This is my view on it, okay? Other people might view it differently. This inner child represents a part of your subconscious mind that you forgot about. So something happens and you're just like, I don't know how to feel about this. I don't know if I really want to feel. I don't know what to do. You know, a lot of times we go online, we Google, how do I handle this? You know, I did that during the years I was married with my ex because I didn't know about relationships at that time, but the universe was showing it to me. But I would, you know, Google the stuff and didn't know that the answers were within. Your answers are inside of you. But sometimes it's hard to figure out what it is. So when you connect with your inner person, you connect with that part of your brain that knows what it is and what experience is being shown to you and what you can do to heal it. Okay? When you begin to do this within yourself, guess what? It gets reflected to you, not just by your twin flame, but other people around you, they begin to hear you. And it's a miracle when they do that. If you have felt unseen, unheard, unloved, all of this kind of stuff is because this is happening inside of you. And you heal that, it's like magic. Magic. I'm telling you, your subconscious mind is ruling your experiences and your connection. It has taken over. If you have a whole lot of fear in there, like I'm so afraid my twin flame is going to leave me, it's not going to stay, if you have all this stuff, that is what your I froze a little bit. That is what your outer world will show you. It is through your subconscious mind. Okay, the part that you don't remember, that you don't even know you're thinking, that you aren't even paying attention to, and things like that. All right, so the next step with communication, once you're able to do that, is, well, you got to be able to communicate. And so what happens to many of us when we have to tell our truth? It's scary. Like, oh my goodness, they've been treating me this way. I need to say something. How on earth do I say something? Right? Your body's shaking, you're sweating, you're afraid of what's going to come after that. When you open up about yourself and you communicate, you know, maybe you're not afraid. Maybe you're like, I'm good. I can say it, but you're not saying it the way they can hear. This is why I say this is a whole video, a whole training and things like that. Okay. Because a lot of us are coming from trauma. I would say most of us are. If your approach is like, well, I need this, you haven't, you're doing all this, you, and I need you to think this way, feel this way, act this way so I can feel better. Or my friends are doing this, my neighbor has done this, my family, you're throwing everybody else into the picture, the wall's going to go up. Your person won't hear a word you're saying. And it's not just your person, whoever you're talking to. If you use the wrong type of approach, there is nothing that's going to be accomplished in that conversation. Okay? It doesn't work that way. It is you being connected with your feelings, your true feelings, not like, I don't feel good. That's not a feeling. I feel sad, scared, hurt, I'm in pain. You're connected with that and you speak from that place. They can hear you. So again, it's a whole nother video and things like that. But it creates miracles. It really makes changes when The first step you do is to begin to connect with yourself and know who you are, what your feelings are, and how to communicate them. And it becomes reciprocated to you by your twin flame or anyone else. Okay. All right. So, yes, I put up with a lot of baloney, keeping me at a distance. And now I'm seeing their flaws and just how bad I was treated. Woo, a whole nother video again. Like, I see videos all over the place. Sorry, guys. My brain scans for them. And so, how bad I was treated. I can relate, and my twin can relate, and so forth. But I'm going to say it like this, okay? Where do I begin to explain? A lot of times we feel like the pain is being inflicted on us. This person is doing this to me, or they're not giving me what I want or what I need, and things like that. Like, how can they do that? You know, in a twin flame, especially in a twin flame connection, and I believe it's other connections too, but we'll make it twin flame right now. They are living connection through their pain, their trauma, their experiences, their understanding of life, how they see things, and you are too. All right. So I wouldn't say that, and this is if they were not doing it intentionally. Most people are not intentionally doing something to you, even though it feels like it. They don't have the understanding, the capability, the knowledge, the awareness of what it is that they're doing. Okay, we are not taught relationship in schools. A lot of people are around toxic families. They grew up in a toxic household. There was no connection, no expression of emotions. They weren't allowed to speak on their emotion. They weren't taught that. Maybe abusive household. They're not taught like what real love looks like. So they don't know what it looks like in that time. They're blinded by trauma. Okay. Trauma blinds people. And that is one side of the story. The other side, whichever side you fall on, the other side is, and this may be the side where you're on, and you can always tell me when I'm wrong. I don't mind. Okay. Where you might not have known how to speak up about your feelings so that they hear you, that you're connecting with them in a way that they can hear you. Perhaps you had given up a lot of yourself for the connection. Um, there aren't more things coming up. You didn't hold them accountable for the things that they did, like any of those things. And a part of your trauma is what they were showing you. Okay. Like, for example, again, this might not be you, where if you were growing up and you constantly heard like this is example, all men are no good, all women are crazy and loud and nag all the time and too needy, demanding, and there was all these limiting beliefs going on about the other, whatever it is, about people. There are these limiting beliefs. That's what they're going to show you, because that's what's happening to you on a subconscious level. That's what you were shown about relationships. And there was a part of you that was like, because you were taught that relationships are awful, maybe you had loving people around you, but this is just a scenario. Relationships are awful. There's a part of you that's afraid of it. So when you're saying, I want to have a relationship with someone, that part inside of you says, I don't think so. Don't come near me. And you don't realize that that energy is being sent to the other person. And now they're totally confused. And you're thinking you're making yourself clear, but they're just confused because what's coming out of your mouth does not match what's coming from you subconsciously in your energy. This is where healing needs to take place so you can understand in what way were you pushing away connection and allowing yourself to be treated a certain way, and beginning to learn how to express your feelings and how to connect when you are experiencing pain, how to let someone love you through that pain. Okay? This is all that stuff. And so whenever I hear how can someone treat me so badly, I'm just like, they're experiencing their trauma, and for you, you're living through what your subconscious mind is showing you. Okay. You know, any thoughts of I'm unlovable, I'm unworthy, they don't want me, they're going to cheat on me, all this kind of stuff is being manifested in that connection. So two-way streets. I always say when it comes to twin flame connection, one of the hardest things to do is to forgive the other person for what they did or what you believe that they did to you. Okay. Because usually when twin flames get back together, it's like, you know, I went through experiences that showed me me. I did a lot of learning how I was back then, and I'm not who I used to be. Okay, that's usually what happens. Both people are not who they used to be, and now you're starting this connection again from a new place. I mean, you can talk about the past and get it squashed, but you're building from a new place of where you are now and not in the past. You know, every time someone says, I can't forgive my twin flame for what they did, I always ask, have you grown? Have you changed? Have you evolved? Yeah, I did. So have they. Would you like to receive the credit that you've grown, evolved, and so on? Of course, they want that credit too. And you got to find forgiveness. When they come back, when your twin flame comes back differently, you've got to be able to find forgiveness, because if you don't, the pattern repeats and repeats, because the universe follows your thoughts and delivers that. Okay. All right. Sorry for the glitches there. That was a long one right there. That holds personal to me, you know, because as you guys know, some of you know my story. I ran and didn't see it. I only saw my pain. I didn't see anything else but my pain. And anyone looking at the story would be like, wow, she's an awful person. Like, she left. And I assure you, there's nothing awful about me. I'm not an awful person, as you can tell, and stuff like that. And I really mean that. I don't strive to hurt anybody, obviously, but it could be perceived that way. So when I hear something like that, how was I treated that way? I'm just like, listen, trauma blinds people to their behavior. All right, my family has limiting beliefs around money, and every time I bring up ways to make more money, my mother will tell me only focus on one thing, and I see myself financially well off. Okay. Start off with one thing. That's my suggestion. And as you grow and develop that one thing, then you can add some more things. So that's actually not such a bad advice there. And that's just part of the process. Please clarify. I'm not sure what that question was in relation to. So I agree with fear being present in most things. I've been feeling a heightened sense of emotion this past week or so. Being on my time of the month makes it worse. Okay. Could be positioning of the moon too. I'm not a moon person, but I will tell you, I hear the stories and stuff like that about the moon's energy, and that's just coming to my mind. So I had to say that. And I'm trying to create the life I want, work on friendship and socializing, but sometimes I just want to be alone because I can't relate to so many people. And that's real. That's real. Um, your soul knows. I would say, because sometimes it's the way we allow people to connect with us. our upbringing can make it like difficult to let people come in. But then there are times when you're right. Perhaps they're unrelatable to you, and your people are out there. It all depends on what you're sensing intuitively. Yeah, that's me. Okay. They tend to run when you point out a problem. That There's a long story to that one. We're gonna be here for a while. Let me see how many. Okay, there aren't that many more questions. All right. They run when you point out a problem. Like I mentioned earlier, when it comes to communicating, okay? Especially with your twin flame, and it's not just related with your twin flame, this can be in other situations too. If you run from your own problems to you, to yourself, they mirror running away from the problem. You got to stop running from yourself. Stop people pleasing. Start connecting with your pain instead of running away from them. Because sometimes we're like, I don't want to feel this emotion. I'm not going to sit through it, and then we reach for things outside of ourselves so we don't have to deal with what's going on inside. All right. When you stop running from the things going on inside of you, they mirror that. And also, oh boy, very laggy. It's just like picking up now, but I'm going to end soon. And so and then communication is a big key. If you find yourself saying, you're always this, you're never that, you're this, you, comparing them to everybody, they're running from that. Okay. That is a recipe to go into war. When you do that, you connect with your true feelings and you only express your feelings and give them the opportunity to express their feeling. Okay. All right. So it's a long story to that. And if they haven't learned how to open up in communication, open up in connection, like it's too painful to speak because of childhood trauma. When they spoke when they were younger, they got some sort of abuse for it or something like that. Next time I'll use my phone. Sorry about this, guys. They got punished for opening up. It makes it hard to open. It's like, I want to tell you what's going on, but the pain of doing that is way too much because their inner person is just like, I'm going to be rejected if I say something. It's easier for me to say nothing. Okay. All of this needs healing. And if this is any of you watching this video and you have that fear of opening up because what are they going to say, what are they going to do, and all this kind of stuff, join my masterclass. I'll teach you how to overcome that. All right. So I'm here. All right. The infamous. I almost feel scared to open up about everything to my twin. Yeah. There's a reason for it. And you can't talk yourself out of fear. I put together, I want to call them strategy, but strategy is such like I don't know, techniques to help you to manage fear and to move past it so it can stop holding you back in your life. Okay. Can't talk yourself out of it. You really have to experience it and work on healing it. And so I used to think that what I could do to look cool to my twin flame. Then I thought, what can she do to look cool in my eyes? And my answer was exit, which made me realize that I just have to be me, just you. All right. And I've been feeling super emotional. I don't know if it's my period, but everything feels overwhelming. I just want to cry. This might not just be you. This could be your twin too. And you're picking up the energy as if it's yours. This is what happens. So I've been feeling, okay, I read that one. Yes, this week I realized how I act slightly avoidant in relationships, and he is totally avoidant. That's my mirror. Yeah. It's tough. Sometimes you just really have to open yourself up to connection. And I have learned even through my own experience, the difficulty in opening up is trauma related. I'm too busy. I just want to spend the time alone. For me, just being busy. And I had to heal that on a cellular level. I mean, sure, there are times I am busy, but I had to heal that to stop being busy and to make time to connect more. All right. And then there's being in your body when you're connecting. That has a lot to do with it too. So basically, you are dating them as if the relationship is brand new. Yes. Yes. When they come back, you want to do that. They are not where they used to be. You are not where you used to be. You're getting to know each other all over again. Okay. So, in other words, sometimes I'll tell my mother I have a number of different ways I want to make money, as in multiple streams of income, but it's shot down. I hope I clarify what I mean. I definitely understand. I definitely do. Um, I'm speaking from experience, but obviously your experience is different. When I was coming into this, I was doing relationships, business, just still do all of them, but I had to tackle one at a time and stuff like that. And this is where I had mentioned that. But, you know, go with what's in your soul. And if your ideas are getting shot down, this is just a recommendation, don't share them. Don't share those ideas, and keep that energy within yourself. Align with your intuition. Follow the messages you hear from God, the universe, and keep going. Okay. Anyone who shoots down your idea is later going to say, wow, it's working. Yeah, of course it's working. Let her see it, let her see it. And so that recently happened to me, where I was telling my mother that I had a staff member. I actually hired 2 more staffs. I have 3 people working on my team. And she's just like, your business is working like that? And I was like, it's going pretty well. And stuff. Surprise them with it. You don't have to share what's going on, especially with family members. They're family, they just love you. They love you in a different kind of way, but yeah, that's my recommendation there, so that you're on an uphill. All right. And also, how can I heal my financial trauma when I'm guessing is the reason why I'm experiencing living scarcity right now? I will be discussing that during my masterclass as well, and I hope I have the message out there. I'll make it more clear, because fear affects not just relationships, but money and other areas of your life. When you're healing what the fear is showing you, it opens doors to opportunities and doors for you to connect deeper with others and so on, especially your twin flame. Okay. So, it's been almost an hour. I'm going to go back to what this journey really is about. Is a lot of what we just discussed here. You're overcoming the fear, aligning with your intuition, your soul. You're viewing your connection from a higher perspective. Move out of the 3D into a higher perspective, where you see a purpose in your connection, a purpose for your path, your mission, your goals, and so forth. Make it about this, about you being you experiencing your blessings, being in tune with your intuition, your feelings, everything you. And even if you've been doing it, okay, even if you've been doing that, keep going, because I'm telling you, the blessings that come for you are amazing. And it's very hard to get there when you're looking in the physical and you're wondering who, what, when, where, why, like, where are they? When are they coming? Move out of that space. Your twin flame is coming to you, and that is something the universe is working out in your favor. Okay. Just worry about you and bring yourself to a better place in life, and you're going to experience lots of blessings. So where is the link to the masterclass? I thought it was there in the description. I'll double check once I end this live. So that's my message to everyone. All right. And I appreciate you coming on this live and commenting. Thank you so much. I will catch you guys again next week. All right. Bye.